You are the good news is that you're going to be starting from a good place today, and use the tools that are available, whether LinkedIn or any other social media or social networks that could work for you. There is a difference between social networks, what you can use social networks, and how you can use LinkedIn. What I want to use as an example here is, let's take donuts. Everybody loves donuts. And say if you wanted to talk about donuts, you can post on Facebook that I like donuts. If you're using Snapchat or Instagram, which I'm sure most of you do, you would be posting about, hey, look how I'm eating this donut. Look at this cool picture, etc., etc. So I think we're all getting the message, right? So the message is that LinkedIn is your professional social network. But if you have to still take the donut example and talk about it on LinkedIn, here is how it would look like, how different it would be. You can say, for example, hey, I would like to operate a donut franchise one day. Or, hey, look, I'm looking for a job at a donut company. Or, look, I have 3 years of experience in making donuts. So I think it's getting a lot clearer in your mind how you can use LinkedIn, or how LinkedIn is different to other social media, which I'm sure most of you are aware of this. As I mentioned, whether you're a first-year student or a fourth-year student, you have to start thinking about your career. Okay, how can you launch it? Trust me, even as a student, you have to start doing that from today, because you will see that it will take a while for you to build your brand online. And when you are applying for jobs, it will play to your advantage. It will help you a lot to stay ahead of your competition, because what you will realize is that once you graduate, there will be a tough competition to get to the jobs. So what can you do? So two things. What's the objective here? The objective here is A, you need to build your brand, and B, get hired. And by the way, when I'm talking about getting hired, obviously this presentation is geared towards finding a job, but there might be some of you who are also looking to start their own businesses, which is also great, which is also a different career path. And you will also notice that using LinkedIn, even as a founder, will help you to get connections and will help you to succeed as a founder of your own company, of your own startup. Cool. So how can you build your professional brand, and how can you actually get noticed by your future employer or your future boss? Okay, so I mean, it's a fact that 9 out of 10 recruiters use LinkedIn to find talent. So they are actively on LinkedIn looking to hire people every single day. So you should be on LinkedIn. You should have a profile on LinkedIn. Okay, so right, you're on LinkedIn now. You opened up your profile. So what is next? How can you get more attention of the recruiters? Okay, so there are 5 must-have profile sections on your LinkedIn profile. It's your education, it's your photo, it's your experience, volunteer experience and skills. That should be clearly on your LinkedIn profile, right? And then when the hiring managers or recruiters are in your profile, they will be going through all of these sections to learn more about you. So you should really pay attention. Okay, let's start with the education piece. It is the foundation of your career. So today, Tirana Metropolitan University has an existing page on LinkedIn. So what you need to do is add that to your profile, link it to your university, right? What we have noticed is that people or members who have listed their schools on their profile, they get 10x more views than the average. When you are listing your education, you can just say, hey, I studied medicine or I studied engineering. That's great, but you can add more. You can add things like, if you were leading a club, or if you have done some special projects when you were studying, or if you have done any social activities, they should be also part of the description under your education. And I would highly urge you, if you are graduating with high honors degree or honors degree, if you are top of your class, etc., I highly recommend you to mention this in your education section. Great. Let's talk about the photo. This is really important, right? Because what we noticed is that one of the first things that people look at in your profile is your profile picture. And that picture should be you. It should be from shoulders up and smiling with a positive attitude. And it should be natural, right? So what we also noticed is that when people receive connection requests, so say today I am sending a connection request to you, if there is no photo on my profile, you are going to be less likely to accept my connection. And if we cannot connect on LinkedIn, we are not able to share information, or we are not able to share messaging. So that is important for you to have that picture. But again, remember, LinkedIn is a professional social network. It is your professional site. So the picture should also reflect that. So it cannot be the same picture as your Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. It should be something different. It should be more professional. Please keep that in mind. And also, we have seen cases where people are posting pictures with their pets or with their friends. This is an absolute no-no when it comes to adding your picture. Great. So let's talk about experiences, okay? I know that you are a student and you might be saying, okay, how come that I can add experiences? I'm still studying. What are my experiences anyways? Actually, you have experience, right? So what you can do is you can add your internships, summer jobs, or any job, any part-time job that you have done. If you have worked at McDonald's part-time, if you have worked at Starbucks part-time, add it. It's perfect. It's totally okay. If you have done internships, for example, when I was studying, every summer I did an internship. And those internships really helped me to get to my full-time job after I graduated. So I highly urge you to add all of those into your experiences piece. And also explain both on your CV and also on your LinkedIn profile what you have achieved, right? For example, from my side, one of my achievements in one of my internships was to learn about learning and development, because I was responsible for developing a learning and development framework for the company, and it really helped me open up great conversations in my interviews. So you never know. Take the full advantage of it and add them to your profile. Also, many hiring managers, around half of the hiring managers would be interested in your volunteer experience. You're in your college years, you have time. When you get a chance or the opportunity, go on volunteer. It will give you a personal satisfaction, it will help the society, and also it will help you to showcase that on your LinkedIn profile. I'll give you an example. When I was in the college, during one of my internships, I organized an event to bring artists, painters, together with disabled children, and organize a day for them to interact with each other and show the disabled children that they can actually achieve something. That was in my CV, and again, as I mentioned before, it opened up great conversations during my my interviews. Skills are also important. You can ask me what are the skills. Those are the things that you are good at, right? So you know, when you think about skills, yeah, somebody might have a great skill at you know, PowerPoint presentations, or you might be able to speak Chinese, Mandarin, or you might be good at Java programming, or simple skills like, hey, I'm good at Word, I'm good at Excel, etc., etc. So you can also add those, but you can also add specific technical skills as well. For example, if you're working with a specific lab machinery, you can add that. Or if you have a specific certification, industry certification, etc., you can also add them. And the good thing about skills is that people can actually endorse you. So you will see that once you add them to your profile, people will say, oh, okay, I know Omer is good at digital marketing, so I will endorse him. And you will see that people will be endorsing your skills. It's a great way to get recognition on those skills as well. I don't know how we are going, like if I'm going too fast or too slow. I don't know if you guys have any questions, so feel free to drop them into the chat box. I'll be more than happy to answer them. So the next one is to get hired, right? So you know, in the college, we all worked hard. We really worked hard to get good grades. You know, we joined clubs, we had fun, we partied, we traveled, we slept. You know, it is a great time in your life. The college is a great time in your life, and you work hard, right, in order to pass all of these exams and work towards your goals. But there is now the equally tough part, or equally difficult and also exciting part, is to get hired, right? And you need to start thinking about what career am I going to choose? You know, which companies do I want to work for? Who are the people out there who can help me? And how do I search for jobs? So those are going to be your kind of day-to-day activities when you're planning your career, right? So this is something that I went through, and from a personal experience, from a personal point of view, I sat down and I listed all of these, right? I had an honest conversation with myself, and I have really thought this through, try to understand what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, where I'm good at, and where do I see myself in the next 5 years, etc., etc. And I documented those and planned my career. So I advise you guys, you know, when the right time comes, to have a similar approach. And again, LinkedIn or your network or your mentors or people around you will be very happy to support you on that. Okay, so how do you start, right? We said that LinkedIn has this great network. It is, you can think it of as a community who can help you, and you are part of that community. You are part of that network, so you should take the full advantage of it. And here's a great way to do this. What you can do is actually search on LinkedIn who is the alumni of your university, who is the alumni of Tirana Metropolitan University, and where are they today, okay? And you can find all of those people and start connecting with them, right? And see how they can help you. And you can ask me, why is this important? It is important because still 85% of the jobs are through employee referrals. So what does that mean? So if I am hiring today for a role, and if somebody that I know tells me, hey, Omer, Alicia is a great marketeer and she's looking for a job. If I'm looking for a role that fits her background, I will definitely have a conversation with her. So start building your network and start tapping into your network today, because it is still the best way to find a job. Okay, so you have found some of the alumni, you connected with them, and maybe you started socializing with them and getting to know each other. What is next? What else could you do? You could also connect with people you know who are on LinkedIn. It could be your cousins, your family members, your friends, your teachers, professors. You can start connecting with them. Great. And again, what we said is that your connections will definitely help you if you see an opportunity in that company, right? So today, if I'm looking for a job at LinkedIn, right, and if I know that some of my friends are working there, or if somebody that I know is working there, I would definitely connect with them and ask for help, okay? And if at this stage, if you're not sure about finding a job, also you can learn. You can just reach out to them and learn about the industry as well. Everybody will be happy to take some time. If they're genuine, they will give some of their time and talk with recent graduates to help them. Great. So let's say you found a job, right? And you have a plan. You're looking for jobs. So what are the things that you need to look at, right? So at LinkedIn, when you find a job opportunity, you can learn about the company. You can see the job description, and you can also see what are the connections that are working at that company. So it will give you an idea of kind of navigating to that job. Okay, great. So let's say you decided your industry, you decided about the types of the jobs that you are interested in looking for. I also recommend you to set up job alerts. What does that do is, if there is any new job available, it will send you a notification. So you will be one of the first to apply for this job, and you will be knowing what's happening in that industry. Great. Let's say you applied for a job and you are invited for an interview, right? And you need to prepare for that. So how can you prepare? First of all, get to know that company on LinkedIn or even on their career page. They will share a lot of information about their mission, their vision, who they are, who they're looking for, what kind of qualities that they're looking for in their candidates, etc. Also, let's say you're specifically looking for a job in, let's say, data science. There are tons of people who are publishing articles. They're sharing information and knowledge on data science, and you can follow them. It will help you prepare for your interviews. And also, you will see on LinkedIn that there's also content being shared, and it's more industry relevant knowledge. It could be news, it could be articles. If you search on LinkedIn, you will be able to find those articles. So I also suggest you to educate yourself or familiarize yourself about the industry that you are trying to get into. Great. So with that, what I would like to say is that it takes preparation. It truly takes preparation and hard work in order to really land into your dream job. Your first job may not be the dream job that you want, that you are looking for, but I am 100% that with your dedication, you can get there. and it is actually closer than you think. All you have to do is build your network, build your skills, and also build your brand on that area, and then I'm sure the right opportunity will find you when the timing is right. Great. So with that, I'm just being conscious of the time as well, and I want to leave some time for the questions. If you have any questions about LinkedIn, what you can do is that you can go to our help center, right? And in the help center, you will find tons of information about what LinkedIn can offer or how it can help you to find a job, or connect with people that you're interested in, or how you can educate yourself in certain industries. I want to also highlight one thing. What you can also do on LinkedIn is to get a premium subscription, okay? And what that can do for you is there are 3 things that it can help you. The first one is it will give you access to something called LinkedIn Learning. And LinkedIn Learning, there's tons of professionally produced content around the things that you want to learn. It could be learning a language, it could be learning a programming language, or it could be presentation skills, sales skills, accounting, whatever you're interested in, you will have access to it. Another great one is that it will give you access to, when you are applying for a job, it is not going to give you an advantage. Still, whoever applies to that role apply on an equal level, but it will give you more insights around how you are comparing to rest of the people who are applying to that job. So it will give you an insight based on how you're matching to that role. And then the third thing that it will give you is it will give you 10 emails. So emails are the ways which you can write directly to somebody without even having a connection. So in LinkedIn, if you want to write to me today, you cannot chat to me, you cannot message me. We need to be connected on LinkedIn. But if you have a premium subscription, you can write to me without even us being connected. So you have 10 emails per month. You can do that. I'm not saying that we should go and get a premium subscription. I'm not suggesting it. If you see a fit, go check it out. It's 1 month free. And also today, I would like to give one of you a 6 months job seeker premium subscription. So the way that I'd like to do that is after this training, if you send me your LinkedIn profile, I will choose one of yours. Whoever has the kind of full profile that we have talked about, whoever's profile is fitting into those criteria, who has a picture, description, their experiences, etc. I will give them a 6 months free job seeker premium subscription. So after that, after this presentation, please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn to share your profile if you're interested. So with that, if you would like to connect with me, here is my LinkedIn profile. Also, if you, I can search, you can also find me. If you would like to connect with me, do so. And also, please feel free to drop me a message in your connection request as well. So, Özcan, that's it from my side. We still have, I think, around probably 15 minutes or so. If you guys have any questions, or if you would like to go into anything deep.
Yeah, there are some questions coming. Admir is asking a question. Do you read it?
Let me check. Okay.
Or we can ask
Okay,
Admir
so
to
Edmir, actually, I don't understand. If
Admir,
you could maybe unmute yourself.
Yes, Admir, can you ask the question by turning on your microphone or even camera? You can ask. Like. Admir, do you hear
Admir.
us?
Yes, hello, how are you?
Hello.
Thank you, Admir. So if you could.
Okay, so my question is this. For example, you have a job position for someone, and there are two persons who would like to make the application for this position. They have the same qualification. For example, as since I am an IT, we are both IT. I made an application when I attach only my CV, and the other, for example, another person attach only LinkedIn profile. Who are you most interested in interviewing?
From my side, so basically when let me answer this. Let me see what's the best way to answer it. For me, whoever has the correct skills represented, whether it is LinkedIn profile or CV, will be the right person. So that's number one. But in terms of getting your chance, so if you're applying, in terms of getting your chance to be screened, right? I will use the term screened, because if there are thousands or maybe hundreds of people applying, how do the recruiters find you? How do they select you? It's based on how complete your profile is, because there's a technology at the back end that matches all of the filters that those recruiters have built to match with the person's profile. Does that make sense? So I'll give you an example. If let's say I'm looking for a Java developer, and if there are two people who are applying to that job, and if one person has all the specifics around Java development, and using all the kind of keywords, etc. for that, will have a better chance of being picked up by the recruiter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
What I remember that we have been connected by LinkedIn, by your LinkedIn profile. I am not wrong.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
So you started to work in LinkedIn Dubai about 4 months ago or something, right? 4 months ago, I think. But what I remember that they contacted you through your. Oh no, he was okay. He was our common friend, Arkan, who is working in India. He recently mentioned it. Okay, now I remember. It was not you. Just I want to impress the importance of keeping the profile up to date. That even you do not apply for a job, but if sometimes companies are directly contacting you based on your profile.
Actually, that is also my case, Özcan. So, in my case, yes, LinkedIn approached me, and it is called passive recruiting, right? So there are two types. There are two ways. Either you can apply to a job, or a recruiter or a hiring manager will approach you, and that's why I'm saying the importance of creating your brand, creating your network. It is super important. In my case, yes, they reached out to me through an email that I was talking about. So they reached out, hey, we have this opportunity. Are you interested in having a conversation? And how do they find you? It's through actually your profile. So if your profile matches a certain criteria, they will get in touch with you if they're looking for them. Another important thing that I can share is that your location. Okay, so I did not know, for example, when I moved to United Arab Emirates, I had to update my location. So if you update your location to the country that you're in or to the country that you're interested in, it will help you to get more visibility, right? So say now, if a recruiter is looking for somebody in UAE, in Dubai, they will be able to see my profile. Whereas when I was in Turkey or in Ireland, they wouldn't be able to find me if they're searching for somebody in UAE. So it's important for you to make sure that your location is correct on your LinkedIn profile.
Okay, it was also a case for my friend who is living in working in India. You also met him, I think, Erkan. He mentioned that he's working for a company, but later on another company contacted him, although he didn't apply.
Yeah, so the reality, Özcan, is that, you know, since most of the audience here are students, that case happens when you have a certain level of experience in your professional career. It definitely happens. But as a student, how can you differentiate? I want the students to think about how you can differentiate yourself, right? If you are, say, graduating from business administration, how can you differentiate yourself? There are thousands or hundreds of thousands of people are graduating every year from that degree. So you need to think about how to set yourself apart so that you can get closer to the career path that you want. It is super critical for you to think about it. It could be your skills, it could be your experiences, and it could be also how you present yourself through platforms like LinkedIn.
Yes, definitely. And you are the one, a success case, Omer. What I remember all the time, you succeeded to differentiate yourself, starting by talking, let's say, in foreign language very fluently. So that was an remarkable difference between from the other students when you graduated and you started doing internships in India, Germany. So it was a good plus for you. So yes, the students should find ways to differentiate themselves, and maybe the technology, using the technology interactive, is one of the ways to do that.
Absolutely. Look, today, you know, back in the day, we did, you know, we were one of the early users of internet. Maybe that played to our advantage. But today, I mean, everybody, almost everyone around the world who has access to internet have access to the resources, and that's pretty, it's huge, and it's up to each individual to use this in the right way. And I think the difference is, for me personally, the difference of success is how you look at things. What's your perspective? How you actually take the current situation and look at it. You know, in one way, one person, for example, can look at this Corona situation and see it's the end of the world. Another person can look at it and say, hey, you know what? From now on, there will be more remote work opportunities for people. And people can now work from home, and the borders will disappear. And I can work for a company, I don't know, in China, but from where I sit in Albania. So it all depends on how you look at the situation and what your perspective is. I have a question coming from Andre. So Andrew's question is related to a LinkedIn promotion. Andrew, unfortunately, this is a separate area than my area, and you said that it was not successful. Maybe I would suggest that maybe look into your own targeting options, why it was not successful. Was the audience right or wrong? Was it the creative? And maybe sometimes it's the industry. The industry could be an expensive industry. Say if you are targeting finance, it could be an expensive industry. LinkedIn in general, when you are targeting B2B campaigns, could be expensive because of the quality of the network. So the more niche, the more targeted you are in general in digital marketing, the price goes higher. Maybe that's the case, but that's really not my area to talk about from LinkedIn side. I'm more on to clarify things. I'm much more on the talent side of the business rather than the marketing side of the business.
Yes, definitely. By the way, you had been in Albania before, right? It was 2011 something. Yeah, you have been in Albania before. And I was planning to invite you this April or May, but because of this Corona, we couldn't manage it physically. But hopefully, maybe in summertime, maybe after July, if these diseases, this outbreak is overcome, then maybe we can organize another activity so we can invite you and have much time to.
I would love to come and meet everybody in person. I mean, back to my original point. Today, if I can help, if I could help, or if LinkedIn could help one of the students to find or to change their career in the way they want, I would be super satisfied about today's session. So if there's anything that we can help, or you can help, please feel free to reach out. I think we are pretty much done on time. If you have any questions, feel free to connect. I'm not just saying this because I'm from LinkedIn, but please use all the available resources to you to help build your brands, and hopefully that will lead you to your next opportunity.
Omer, can I share your LinkedIn profile link on this chat session?
Yes, please. I've also put it on my at the end of my presentation. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me. It has been a pleasure.
All right, thank you very much for this impressive talk. We enjoyed a lot, and we really would like to see you later and get your more advices. Students will be very excited to talk with you, to take your career advices, because you are a good success story. That what I know that from my life, from my close friends, that you have been really very successful, working in worldwide companies like Google, Twitter, now LinkedIn, and we don't know next. So it will be very good for all of us, not only for the students, but also for other people. It will be very good to talk with you, in not only for career, but also for technology, for social media, etc.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Omer. We are very glad to meet you.
Have a lovely and a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend, Omer. We hope to see you in Albania.
Hopefully, inshallah, very soon.
Inshallah. If it's too hot in Dubai, just don't forget that it's very good weather always in Albania.
I will take that over.
But except traveling restrictions. Maybe
not
after the restrictions are done.
After the restrictions are open.
Yeah.
Have a nice weekend.
Okay. Thank you so much, Omer. And everybody for participating. See you later.
Bye-bye. See you.
This conference is no longer being recorded.